Hello, it is Throwback Thursday, September 9th, 2021, 9/9, 2 days away from 9/11, and that's what we're throwing it back to today, 9/11/01, 20 years ago, in 2 days from now, the largest, most damaging terror attack here in the U.S., possibly anywhere in the world, occurred with the turning the hijacked planes into guided missiles to take down the World Trade Center and part of the Pentagon, and the other one was headed for another, who knows where for sure. Well, people who planned it know for sure, but we haven't gotten that out of them yet, not that it matters. I still remember that day, probably you do as well. I was working up in the war room of an options trading firm in Chicago. So we were getting ready for the market to open. And about 15 minutes before the open, the buzz started going around the office. Wow, did you see this? A plane crashed into the World Trade Center. I'm like, wow. I remember when a plane crashed in the Empire State Building, like 70 years ago or whatever that was. We all thought, wow, that's crazy. How, must have gone way off track of it. And then, of course, 15 minutes later, the second plane crashes into the other tower of the World Trade Center, and that was it. Everyone was scramoosing out of the building. I do remember people saying, wow, they're attacking New York, and then the Pentagon, they're attacking Washington. Chicago might be next. Clear out. We're in a tall building. I'm like, wow. I know Chicago's a cool city and all, and nothing personal. I lived there about 15 years. Nothing personal against anyone from there or lives there or likes the place or whatever, but I'm from New York. I know New York. In Chicago, you are no New York. So, no, they were not going to attack Chicago, Illinois for any reason, but they did attack New York and D.C. Anyway, it was craziness. I think the airports were all closed for about a week, and Wall Street stock markets were all closed for a week, so we had a week off. Remember, we pretty much played golf every day, and we were amazed that a certain course I remember we played that was near the airport, and there were no planes going overhead, and it was eerily silent. We were like, wow, normally there are constantly planes going overhead at this golf course. We were like right on the track to one of the runways, and we're like, wow. So crazy times. And then from then to now, not another major terror attack here in the U.S. anyway. But with recent developments, and now those very same terrorists taking over an entire country and making fools out of the United States and emboldening them. Unfortunately, it's not really a matter of if, it's a matter of when they will launch another or a series of major terror attacks. So it's Throwback Thursday, and we're looking back to that solemn day. And my heart goes out to all the families, friends. I certainly had friends that were taken in those towers, the World Trade Center, people I talked to every day when I was working for that trading company. And suddenly they were gone. So, and being from New York, pretty much just about everybody either worked with somebody, knows somebody, knows a spouse of somebody or a parent or a child of somebody that was tremendously affected by all those lives lost that day. So we throw back to that, but we also throw it forwards to the future, see what's about to happen. It doesn't look pretty. Hopefully nothing that bad ever happens in New York, in the U.S., anywhere in the world. I mean, crying out loud, the terrorists have their own country. Maybe they ought to be happy hanging out in their own country and not attacking others. Although, it doesn't seem to stop the U.S., does it? Something to think about on Throwback Thursday, September 9th, 2011. Catch you tomorrow on Foundation Friday. Over and out. Bye-bye.